Welcome to Subramani. I'm going to talk to you about the kind of queries that I receive in the sense that whether on Twitter or whether on WhatsApp or on YouTube channel is two types of questions. One is I think the market is too expensive, should I sell? And second, is this a great time to be buying? So very clearly people don't know whether the market is high or low, and I'm very happy with such people because they keep me in balance. I also don't know whether the market is high or low because it's only time that it will tell you whether the market was high or market was low. One important thing that I have learned in so many years of investing is never look at the markets, look at the individual shares in your portfolio. I am talking only about the direct equity investor here. I am not talking about the mutual fund investor. The mutual fund investor should allow the fund manager to take a call as to which industry, how much cash, everything. Let the fund manager take the call. As long as you're in a flexi cap or a multi cap, you let him or her decide what to do, or you say I will be in a focused fund. It is again for the fund manager to decide what to do. I will do an SIP, I will do a 5-year, 7-year, 20-year SIP, whatever, and that in the long run will make money for me. That's one view to take. But largely also the important thing is the brain is only one, and the brain receives a lot of data, information, etc. And it has to accept it, process it, and talk to clients. Now what I am trying to tell you is people get emotional about very many things, including stock markets. So the typical reaction is market is going nowhere, Mr. Modi is doing nothing, what will happen to the country, right? Or somebody who says, oh, Mr. Modi is doing a fantastic job, look how much Jio has penetrated, and somebody will say, oh, it's only Ambani, Adani that is working. So don't get into these wholesale documents and wholesale statements. Also remember, the place from where you are getting the data is a place which is meant to create sensation, right? So let us take the case of the Franklin Templeton debt episode. It made sense to get market views and bites and the footfalls or eyeballs, whatever you want to call them, to write sensational things. So people said 80% of your money will be lost. Somebody said 20% will be lost. In fact, many advisors I met were happy that somebody said 80 will be lost or 60 will be lost, which means the people could go to the investor and say no, only 20% will be lost, because it was impossible for them to tell the clients that nothing will be lost. I took the stand that nothing will be lost. It was a liquidity issue, and it would be sorted out. It got sorted out. But did the people who say that 80% will be lost or 70% will be lost, you should remove money from all Templeton funds, you should remove money from all mutual funds, so many statements were thrown at you. It is your ability of your brain, your ability means ability of your brain to take all that, absorb it, and then talk to the client in a different language. For example, it's very common for 45, 50-year-old women to say, these children of mine, they were born just to drive me mad, right? Very, very typical question. I mean, female, male, it doesn't really matter. Many husbands say, oh my God, this wife of mine, right? Then they make a wholesale statement. She's here just to cause pain for me. Or the wife saying, I have no clue why I married. I should have done better due diligence. And this is a horrible marriage. He's terrible, right? And they say similar things about equity markets. Equity markets are too expensive. Equity markets are too bad. Credit Suisse is the next Lehman. In fact, the CEO's name is Lehman. So now that is going to take a toll on the market, right? You hear all these things. Ultimately, it is about cutting down all this to simple, unemotional statements and saying, tell me what exactly is wrong. What does your husband do which hurts you? What does your child do which hurts you? What part of the market do you think is expensive? Look at your own personal portfolio. Do you think Tata Steel is expensive? Do you think Tata Motors is expensive? Do you think HDFC Bank is expensive? Think of each stock, and I'm giving these big examples because I don't want to give small examples and find somebody saying I'm accusing me of moving the markets. I can't move the market. I can't move my own portfolio. So just clarifying that my buying TCS or your selling TCS is not going to move TCS. So look at your portfolio, look at each share and say, is this share overvalued? Is this share undervalued? Do you have Zomato in your share list? Do you think Zomato is overvalued at 60? Do you think it was overvalued at 47? It is for you to take an individual call. That is one thing which I have been very well trained at. I never look at indices, whether national or international. That is only for people who are investing in just the index or who are doing direct indexing, right? It is not meant for people like me who are anyway picking up stocks. 95% of my money is in stocks, right? Or rather, out of my total investments, something like 90% or 95% would be in stocks, not even in mutual funds. Yes, I have mutual funds. I have almost all the mutual funds that you can think of because there are friends who are running it. So yes, I have money in mutual funds, but that is still not a significant part of my money. So having said all this, it is necessary for you to break up all the emotional statements and say that I will not use emotion laden statement when I am talking to my clients, right? I will not say, oh, market is overvalued, oh, market is undervalued, it's a time to go all in, it's a time to go all out. No, it is not the time to go all in, it's not the time to go all out. For example, if you think that IT is now well priced and IT should be bought, go and buy IT, increase your IT exposure, but in your total portfolio, IT should not be more than what is there in the index, especially if you are constructing your own portfolio. So if 15% of the market index is IT, then your portfolio could have 20-25% IT, but you can't be loaded with IT. Second, if you think that IT is not to be had at all, then don't go to zero IT, go to say 5% of IT or 7% of IT. Don't go very different from the benchmark, because remember, you could be wrong. If you are wrong, TCS will not be available at 3,000, it will be available at 6,000, other conditions remaining same. If an Infosys were to announce a buyback, TCS, Wipro, HCL Tech, Happiest Minds, everything would go up. It's not just only Infosys would go up. So remember all that, and remember one very important thing. You could change your mind, the market situation could change, or you could be wrong. All these three possibilities exist. So don't get emotionally laden. So let's look at some of the things which clients say, which I have written down. So I thought I will once take it to the emotional part of how people talk about equity markets, or what we would call biases. So which is again part of behavioral finance. I'll say what people say and how it should be handled. Coming to think of it, this video has already got to something like 8 minutes, so I will do the second one separately, saying what are the investor fallacies or biases and how as an advisor you can tackle them. Thank you.